mostly Friday, we were out there meeting outside Pittsburgh University where students were gassed the night before. And we were there talking to the police officers, and a huge crowd of everybody just gathered around us because they were loving about what we were saying about all these agent provocateurs making everybody look bad. I was telling the police officers, you know, you guys are brothers and sisters. There's no reason why you should be fighting each other. There's no reason why you should be attacking us and letting a small group of people dictate how you react to us. And the message was getting out to a lot of people. That's what we've been doing throughout this whole G20, just talking to the police officers and talking to the people there. I mean, we got
and that's why when they arrested you and tortured you, they singled you out. And they said,
everybody in the jail system, everybody that, when I was being processed, when I was sent to state jail, everywhere I went there, I was like, oh, there's this guy over here. He's a major celebrity. He's been on the news all the time, hasn't he? And they've been making all these jokes about me. They definitely signaled me out. But my message was a message of reason, trying to calm things down, make everything peaceful, and make sure nobody gets hurt. And I was out there. Everybody knew who I was, all the police officers, all the
that's why you're the enemy.
all the correction officers. Exactly. And we were there speaking, and then out of nowhere, all these police officers come out of nowhere, and they totally just engulf the whole area, and they block off all the perimeters. They told us to leave the park. We left the park, and we were talking to them like we're doing nothing wrong. There's literally 5 times as many police officers than there were the people there. The people weren't even protesting. We were just meeting in a park. There were civilians walking by, talking to each other.
But again, you're not allowed to meet on your front porch, not in the park, not day or night. You now live in tyranny.
Exactly.
Continue, Luke, because it's important that they singled you out more than anybody with the charges, with the strip search, with the torture. Go ahead. You want to say something?
They were calling me the ringleader, and I was just trying to keep the peace between the police officers and the people there.
They don't want that.
Exactly. They did. They said, me and Luke were trying to get out with our press passes, and they said, nope. This guy's starting everything. He's the one. He's the ringleader here. And they sat him down and did the zip ties right on his back. And all he was preaching was, we got to watch out for agent provocateurs, and we got to love one another, or this system is going to tear.
You don't do that in America. No. Veterans fought so that police and Darth Vader outfits can beat teenage girls. You understand? So that foreign banks can steal $23.7 trillion. That's what this country's about. Anybody that says it was about freedom is Al-Qaeda.
We got everybody out of the park because they kicked us out the park. We were on the sidewalk, and then as we were trying to leave, the police officers block off another street. It was literally police officers coming out of every corner, every street, so we couldn't escape. We were by this church and this park, and the police officers started corralling us in, so we walked into the park trying to escape. We got everybody over the fence. We walked into this park, and we were walking across the street, and across the street there's a line of police officers. They shot off one of those grenades right in front of everybody. Huge smoke grenade goes off. We go to the right, there's no police officers. A band of police officers start running out of nowhere, out of the corner. And I'm on the bowl, and I was like, guys, we just want to go home. Can you please clear her out for us so we could go home? I turned around, and when I turned around, I had the billy club right in my back and right in the back of my head. Nailed me with the billy club. I almost fell to the floor. The police officers got enraged, started screaming and acting like mad animals, billy clubbing anybody in their way. They billy clubbed me right in the back of my knee, back of my neck. My friend Sam from We Are Change, Ohio, fell on the floor. I'm picking him up. This police officer just slashes his baton right on the floor. I picked him up, and right where he was laying, the baton just smashed the floor. They started screaming, batoning us, running after us. The whole crowd was running away from them.
And I want to stop you. I want to stop you. They're going to say the police are patriots as they come in your home and take your guns. New Orleans was a laboratory test, and they're admitting G20 was a laboratory test, studying us, the slaves. They went into the high and dry areas and took guns out of wealthy people's homes and batoned them and tackled women. And the police chief, all the guns will be taken. The FBI led flatback trucks of troops in to take the guns. And the news will say, you're not a patriot if you don't turn them in. Now, who's the patriot? The people coming to take your guns or the American people? And if you don't think that the police won't follow orders to take you to a FEMA camp, as they've been training them to do, if you don't think they won't take your guns, they have been brainwashed.
Completely.
The most important thing that we have to understand here, the police were telling us to disperse, at the same time blocking everybody off. My friend Nate from We Are Change, Rhode Island was there saying he heard the cops saying, "You block them off, we're going to arrest all of them." At the same time, the huge LRAD machine is going off saying, "Disperse, get out of here, or you will be arrested." They were blocking everybody off. They
take their normal hunting instincts and turn it against their own species. But hey, cops, you think you're tough and dark and powerful? The bankers are putting stuff in your water supply and your vaccines and stealing all your money. So don't worry, you don't win. Just know that. You don't win. Luke, tell us what happened once they arrested you.
We faced the wall, and then we had to jump a gate to get away from the police officers. We jumped another gate, went left because there was police officers right, and they outflanked us. As I'm jumping over this gate, everybody's jumping, falling, hurting themselves. This guy batons me right on my back. I was tripping and running, and we ran. And as we ran, the police officers blocked off the other route. They blocked us in against this wall in all three ways.
And that is excessive force. That is violence, but they're setting the precedent that what they get in trouble for Rodney King 20 years ago, they get a medal for today.
Yeah.
Again, assaulting people, being able to murder people, like the girl at the Red Sox game. She comes out of a bar, they shoot her in the face with a rubber bullet, she dies. The cops had a celebration. Hey, they got to kill a 20-year-old woman. They're powerful. That's like a trophy. They see that guy that killed her now as a real man in the force. You murdered a 20-year-old girl. A journalist, you're tough. You kill. That's right. We kill Americans. That's what we're here for.
On the bullhorn, I was telling them, "Let us leave, like you're saying us to leave." They blocked us all in, and they said, "Oh yeah, we're going to leave you. We're going to let you leave in a couple minutes." And I was like, "So let us leave now. What's your problem?" And then they were all talking against each other. They brought in the arrest teams, and they told everybody, "Lay on your stomach and put your hands behind your back." We all did that, and then the police officers walking by with the tear gas was just walking by this huge 6'5"
yeah, that's why they have Abu Ghraib and torture in the public schools and torture in Iraq. And the Army's report says they rape children with battery acid. Go read the Army's report. But, that's good, see. That's good. And see, now it's going to happen to us because they got an army of psycho demons. More of the story, but you were telling the story about when you were in jail, they would come watch you use the bathroom and make jokes.
Yeah, they would take two escorts to walk you to the porta potty outside because I guess you weren't good enough to use the inside facilities. And then they would leave the door open. And then one of them would sit there and make cracks at you. They would make...
Well, no, because these are people that couldn't get a job in the real world. These are the sadists. These are the people that were torturing puppy dogs out back when they were a kid that nobody liked. I'm not saying all of them, but when you see police dogs attacking old women in broad daylight in Pittsburgh because they're out shopping with shopping bags, it's not right to do this to old women. And they do these police drills at public schools where they unannounced come in and say terrorists are attacking to screw up their minds. I mean, it's just the government's big and out of control and is robbing us blind. Luke, tell us what happened to you in jail once they arrested you.
I mean, they sent us in these buses. I mean, there's people next to me bleeding from the side of their faces, bleeding everywhere from being batoned. I had two people sitting next to me on the bus bleeding. Other people wanted to use the bathroom. They were not allowed to see the medic for 4 to 5 hours. People soiled their pants because they couldn't use the bathroom. There were soldiers there from Iraq that were arrested with us that said that the Iraqi prisoners get better treatment than this. If they want to use the bathroom...
No one is as low as an American.
They let them use, the medic let them see them. But these people, we were treated such horribly, and we were sent to this detention center that was run by the National Guard and the Army. The FBI was there taking everybody's information down, and they had so many people who were there that they couldn't process everybody, and they just sat us up. I mean, the way we were treated worse than prisoners. These military guys were coming up to us saying, "Stand up straight, look at the wall, don't speak, don't say a single word." They were treating us like we were not even human beings.
And we had handcuffs on the entire time.
Yeah,
that's right. In a violation of the Geneva Convention, they kept you in handcuffs.
Exactly. And then I had these plastic handcuffs on. I was asking these guys, please loosen them. One of the police officers ran up, I think it was a National Guardsman even, and tightened them all the way. I couldn't feel my fingers. I told those guys I had a
They
bad
can't
shoulder
wait to
from
get
playing
our guns.
football.
They can't wait to take our kids.
bent me over and twisted my shoulder as far as they could, and they messed it up really bad. And it was just horrible the way they were just speaking and treating us. I mean, there were some guys that heard my message, were coming up to me, patting me on the back, saying, "Good job, I'm sorry you have to be here. And, this was not my decision. These guys are just telling us what to do, but I'm really sorry."
Well, let's be clear, Luke. The military was in charge. The FBI was in charge. They announced that they were running the Threat Integration Center.